Hey guys, welcome. This is Laura at Quilted Chicken, and we are here today to talk about our Wensleydale Quilt Along. Now, we've done several of these quilts in the shop. We've got several different color bundles that we have put together. You may have seen the walkthrough tutorial that we did it simplifies the cutting and the layout to help make it easier for you to have a starting point on this quilt so that you don't feel lost or overwhelmed on where to begin. Well, we decided to delve a little bit deeper. We wanted to do a quilt along, and this is actually going to be our first quilt along, and we want for you to join us. We did put together some new bundles for this project. We do have a PDF download available that will show you how to make your own cutting block template. It's from a 6.5-inch strip. You may have seen this on our previous video. And this is going to help you get your fabrics cut for each block so that when you start choosing fabrics, you can pick the perfect combination you want for every block before you even get started with the sewing. So we have broken this down into a 6-week program, which is very doable. And it will, with it being online, you can pause, you can come back anytime you'd like. If you do want to join us, there is a Facebook group. It's an open group just to help encourage, just to answer questions, to really inspire you and help you to enjoy this quilt and the process, because it is a blast to do. And there's so many options. You cannot not love it. So if you do want to join the group, or if you just want to receive the emails, you can go to our website, quiltedchicken.com. And at the top of the homepage, there's a little Wensleydale Quilt Along link. It's got the schedule. We're going to talk about that today. And you can sign up for emails there, or there's a link right to the Facebook group, so you can check that out. But first, we're going to break down what we've got planned, starting with week 1. And week 1 will be the fabric selection. This is really easy if you have already chosen a bundle with us, but you can very easily put your own fabrics together. You just pick what you like. And I've heard Jen Kingwell say, I'm paraphrasing, but if you love a fabric, you will love it with any other fabric that you also love. I have overheard someone talking one time about scrappy quilts and refer to them as an ugly quilt because you just put whatever fabric in it you want to get rid of. No, we want every single fabric in our Wensleydale to be loved, to be beautiful, and you cannot go wrong if you pick the fabrics that you really like. So we will also send out with week 1 the PDF, so you can get your block cutting template fabric strip. You can get it marked for when we start cutting, and that's week 2. Week 2 is cutting. I do recommend cutting everything all at once. You're going to want to have each piece cut so that on week 3, when we arrange our blocks, you can easily pick the fabrics that you like without going back and forth the cutting table and layout. This is where your block template fabric strip is going to come in really handy. So then week 3 is arranging and sewing the blocks. And this is a fun week because we're going to audition the fabrics. And this means we're going to pick our fabric for the center. We're going to play around with all the other pieces that go around that so you can get the perfect scrappy block. It may take some time. This may also be what intimidates some people about scrappy, but if you're using one of our bundles, or if you have selected your own fabrics, you've got a limited number of fabrics. Even though we do 62 of them, it lets your brain, or at least it lets my brain, have a certain set amount of constraints. You don't have to feel like there's endless combinations to try and sort through. You've got the fabrics in front of you, and that's what you're working with. It means that as you go through and pick the fabrics for each block, you set it aside in a baggie or with the foundation paper, and you've got less fabrics to choose from for the next blocks. And then when you get down to the last paper or the last set, then you're done. Of course, if you do get down to the last couple of sets and they're not perfect, you're not really happy with them, you can go back, pull a block that you have picked all the fabrics for already, move them around. Also remember, there are only 60 blocks. If you have a bundle, or if you've picked 62 fabrics, there's 1 block per strip. So that's 60 blocks. And then there's 2 extra that you won't need for the quilt, but we're going to go ahead and make all of the blocks, all 62. We'll have some options when we get to the layout. We also may or may not have a fun little project put together for those orphan blocks at the end of the quilt, but we'll talk about that later. And then week four, we are doing this live during the end of the year. So this is a break week for Thanksgiving. But if you're working on this through this on your own, if you find this at a later date, you can just take this week to catch up on anything, to get some extra sewing done, spend some extra time choosing your block fabrics, or just sew to your heart's content, whatever you want. Sneak away after the game and the turkey, and get started. Week 5 is layout. Again, this is not going to be a hard week. It's going to take a little bit of, I will take a little bit of time to talk about how I do a scrappy layout. If layouts do not stress you out, you just grab a block, you just sew them all together. I usually put them in the floor. I play around with the placement. I really want to balance the darks and the lights and get everything in a spot that makes my brain happy, but whatever works for you. You can get your layout. You can start sewing the blocks together. Now, the 3 that we've done for the shop, I've trimmed the blocks down and I've kept the paper on as I sewed the quilt together. But recently, working with our extra project, I found it was really easier to tear the paper off before I stitched the blocks together. I don't know if there's a rule for this, so we'll see how that goes when we get there. And then week 6 is finishing up. We're going to show it off. We're going to get everything put together, peel all of those papers off. If you didn't get the layout like you want, if you didn't get started blocks putting together, at least you're over the hill with this project. You've got it in a set area that you're comfortable with. Usually at this point, though, I'm so excited about having all the blocks done that I stay up late, whatever. I wear myself out. I get it finished, and then of course you're exhausted, but you're happy because you got it done. But take your time, pace yourself at your schedule. So then we'll get videos for every week. We'll go a little bit more into each of the week's options that we picked out. We're going to visit, we're going to hang out. We'll also do a live on the Facebook group for each week, but here on YouTube, we'll just have the recorded videos. It's hard to record and watch and visit and work all at the same time. So join us in the Facebook group for some fun antics, or we'll have a few more organized antics here. Either way, I hope you get encouraged to start on this, or to finish this if you started on it previously. Hope we'll make some friends. We'll definitely have some fun. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at laura@quiltedchicken.com, or check us out on the Facebook group and post your questions there. But otherwise, we'll see you next week, guys. We'll talk fabric.